Respect. Heretofore, you can refer to me as Stingray.
Today, we have compiled a list of badass moments from Cobra Kai, but that's not all. We'll also tell you the secrets behind them. If I were you, I would stick around till the end because a lot of secrets, some of which the show's producers don't want you to know, are about to be revealed. Without further ado, let's take a look at some of the most badass moments from Cobra Kai. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We are giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. The opening scene. The opening scene is literally a movie's one chance to wow the audience. Some people will keep going a few more scenes before they give a verdict, but most people just pass judgment at scene 1. Seeing how Cobra Kai's opening scene was the most epic fight of our generation, the show definitely gets an A in wowing the audience department. The Big Three decided that the best way to begin the Karate Kid spin-off series was to take viewers on a trip down memory lane to the most epic scene in the original movie, the All Valley Karate Tournament final match between Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence, just when Johnny was about to be declared the winner by default after Daniel had been injured by Bobby Brown on Kreese's command. Daniel was spotted making his way back to the stage, ready for battle. Of course, Daniel couldn't have made it back without the help of Mr. Miyagi's pain suppression technique. If you are an observant fan, you definitely noticed that different angles and shots were taken in the Cobra Kai opening scene, which we didn't see in the original movie. How did the showrunners pull this off? No, silly. It wasn't de-aging software. With permission from the studio that produced the original movie, the creators of Cobra Kai went through their vaults and found gold. Well, not gold per se, but they found loads of unused footage from the fight scene, and that comes pretty darn close. It's safe to say that they put the footage to good use. Johnny versus the 4 bullies. At the beginning of season 1, we see Johnny hit rock bottom. He'd quit his job that didn't actually pay much in the first place, and all he had to his name was his red Firebird. Things were so bad that when he stopped by to grab dinner at a mart, a homeless woman who apparently hustled there thought he was a competition. Johnny sat on the curb having his dinner and possibly thinking about how miserable his life was with his car packed a few feet away. Just behind him, a bunch of bullies started harassing Miguel. Of course, Johnny didn't care and had no intention of getting involved until his baby, aka car, was put in harm's way. When that happened, Johnny got involved. He told the bullies to watch the car and leave Miguel alone, which would have been a nice alternative to getting their asses kicked. But no, instead the bullies stayed back and started peeing. We're sure you know what happened next. Johnny beat the crap out of the 4 of them, and we loved every second of it. The badassery didn't end there. When Daniel caught wind of what had happened, he confronted Johnny about why Johnny beat up a bunch of teenagers. Johnny confidently responded, "Oh, that? I didn't beat up any teenagers. I kicked the crap out of a bunch of assholes who deserved it." Honestly, it's impossible not to love this guy. Johnny's Billboard arc. At the beginning of season 1, episode 4, Johnny was in a pretty bad place. He had just taken a very battered and very bruised Miguel home from the Halloween party, and Carmen had declared that she never wanted to see him around her son again. Add that to the fact that he was about to lose the Cobra Kai dojo. As Johnny walked home with an open can of beer in one hand and 2 for the road in his other hand, he saw a billboard displaying the image of a smiling Daniel LaRusso. What a night to be reminded of how successful your rival is compared to you. If you think there's no such thing as a perfect coincidence, think again. The minute Johnny turned his gaze away from the billboard, his eyes fell on a guy who happened to have a can of spray paint. Johnny approached the guy and swapped cans with him, then made his way to the top of the billboard and drew a giant male private part next to Daniel's face. When Daniel found out about the billboard, of course, he was pretty upset and commenced an investigation to find out who the culprit was. After his cousin found a pile of Cobra Dojo flyers on the billboard, it became pretty clear that Johnny was indeed the culprit. When Daniel confronted him, Johnny said he sprayed a rocket ship on the billboard. The scene made the list for being extremely hilarious and a little bit badass. The SPILT tea scene. The valley where Daniel and Johnny live has 2 main auto dealerships. One belonged to Daniel LaRusso and the other belonged to a guy named Tom Cole who loved harassing Daniel. News about the giant drawing on the billboard spread pretty fast, and Tom Cole wasn't the culprit, but he was having way too much fun with it. He even sent 100 sausages to Daniel's office and left a note saying Daniel preferred his sausages long and thick. Add the lunch stunt that Tom pulled to a commercial he made for his company that not only ripped off Daniel's give every client a free complimentary plant idea, but also insinuated that Daniel was an unpatriotic water waster and LaRusso LaRusso was angry enough to pay him a visit. Daniel went down to Tom's office to try to settle things amicably, but Tom was only interested in further aggravating the situation and teasing an already furious LaRusso. For most of it, Daniel kept his cool, and when he saw that the dialogue wasn't getting him anywhere, he turned to leave. But Tom, who at the time was sipping on boba tea, made one last smug remark. In one swift motion, Daniel turned and sent the cup of boba tea flying across the room with one perfectly executed karate kick. Well, he did tell Tom he was a two-time All-Valley karate champion, but you know what they say, seeing is believing. The bar fight. Just a word of advice, if you're ever hanging out at a bar with a bunch of guys who were trained in karate under the principles of strike first, strike hard, no mercy, you should avoid starting a fight with them at all costs. This is exactly what one of the guys who got their asses kicked in the bar fight did when he told Johnny to do something we can't mention here. The best part of the bar fight was that the same girl who began the fight ended it. The creepy guy who told Johnny to do something unmentionable had been bothering her and Johnny stepped in. The fight began when the guy shoved Johnny, and it ended when the same girl passed Johnny the glass cup which he used to knock the creepy guy out. The rest of Johnny's friends who were at the bar helped him take care of the other guys in the bar who seemed to be friends with Mr. Creepy. All factors being considered, the bar fight was pretty badass. The cement truck scene. Did you think the adults were the only ones who got to have really badass moments? Well, you were wrong. In this television series, there are two types of karate training. The miyagi-do type of training, where students are trained by the water side in peace and tranquility, and the Cobra Kai type training, where the students practice in a cement truck. No, we kid you not. Johnny actually put the Cobra Kai kids into a cement truck as part of their training process. How does the Cobra Kai crew remember this moment? In a tweet, the series' director referred to this moment as, "That time we threw a bunch of kids into a cement truck and a cement fight broke out." It turns out that there are some behind-the-scenes pictures from the cement truck training, and guess what? There wasn't really a cement truck. The kids were actually in a really large tube, and special effects, editing, and the other components of cinema magic did the rest. The mall fight scene. We can all agree that the fight scenes in Cobra Kai are awesome, but you have to admit that a few of these scenes left us with our jaws dropped. One of these scenes was the fight scene at the mall. It took hours of unending practice to perfect it. But if you have seen this scene, then you know every second of practice was worth it. The highlight of the scene was no doubt the Matrix-style, gravity-defying spinning kick Sam executed. You probably already know that the Cobra Kai cast filmed their scenes themselves and that they all took basic karate training. But I bet you didn't know that sometimes they have a little help. In the gravity-defying spinning kick, Mary Mauser had a little help in the form of a cable attached to her body that helped her defy gravity and maximize her time in the air. The cable is visible in exclusive behind-the-scenes footage, and Mary Mauser herself confessed to having a cable attached to her for that scene. With that, we have come to the end of today's video. I'll see you in the next one. A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We are giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple.